Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another episode of Heritage News here in the South East. So this is your channel for anything in terms of mainline movements, galas, events, anything going on with your local railways here in the South East. This is the channel for you. Got a ton of news to get through as always, so let's get straight into the video.
Platform 8 for the 22-28
So the first bit of news I want to get through this week is actually coming from a model railway show. So this weekend, coming from the 20th and the 21st of July, is actually going to be the Chatham and District Model Railways Show. It's going to be held here in the historical dockyards here in Chatham. Now essentially they're going to have 100 plus exhibitors, trade stands, local clubs, great transport links if you do decide that you a little bit wary of trying to get there. Got catering, and it's obviously a unique venue in the sense that it's going to be held in the historical dockyard. Now it's not actually confirmed in terms of whether they're going to have any locomotives running on the line there, because they still do actually have a little bit of track that has been preserved there in the dockyard, and they do sometimes have the railway running. I don't know if they're going to have anything there in terms of Overlord, the brand new restored diesel, running there or not. But tickets now are currently on sale. So it's £9 advance tickets, or it's £10 on the gate, and under 16s free with a paying adult, so that's always a bonus. And like I say, I think this one's really going to do well personally. And also as well, I do just want to point out that Rapido trains are actually doing a convention exclusive. So it's only exclusive to this weekend, so they're actually doing a convention exclusive of the historic Chatham Dockyard Railway wagon there. So it's a 5-plank wagon from what I believe. So I think personally this is going to sell out pretty quickly. I'm looking to attend on the Sunday, so I'm hoping they're still going to have stocks there. But I really highly recommend, if you want to get one of these, get there on the Saturday, because I think this is going to sell out very fast. So another bit of news I want to get through in terms of this weekend going on in Kent. Now currently you have the Swanley New Barn Railway situated in the Swanley Park here in Kent. Now they're actually going to be doing their gala, and it's hosted over this weekend. And boy oh boy, you can see a little clip there on video. Absolutely incredible railway. They've got so much there. The extent of the stock that they've got rolling is quite unbelievable. And they do actually have some guest locomotives turning up. So currently as it stands, they do have Erin, Faberio and Edward Watkins, which will all be coming to the event and obviously running trains throughout the weekend. Now as well as that, they also have visiting miniature steam traction engines, and also they're confirmed at the moment they've got about 50 craft stalls, over 50 craft stalls that are actually confirmed to attend. And like I said, you could really make the Swanley New Barn Country Park really a sort of a day out in itself. You know, the boat rides there, the cafe, there's a playground for the kids. So I think this is a really good day out. So if you're looking for something to do at the weekend, and you like me, you're kind of torn between the Chatham and this one, why not do both? On to the next bit of news. Now the next bit of news actually comes from Hornby's headquarters, situated in Westwood in Margate. Now essentially they've teamed up with the company Modeloo, and for this Friday on the 19th of July at 1 PM in their headquarters at the Wonderworks, for this week only, you can get your model printed in 3D form. So essentially it's 20% off on the day, and they've teamed up with Modeloo, and you can get yourself printed down to miniature size, so you can put it in your model railway layout. Now it's up to you if you do decide that that's one of your things, or even if it's just a little gift for someone who you know has a model railway layout. You can put your little self down in there. They might enjoy it. But like I said, that's something they're going to be doing very soon. Like I said, this Friday, and like I said, it's only for one day only. So if you want to get yourself 3D printed down into 00 scale form, this is your chance for this weekend only. Now the next bit of news actually comes from another gala again this weekend. This weekend seems to be full of galas. That actually comes from the Amberley Steam Museum, and for this weekend on the 20th and the 21st they're hosting their steam gala. So essentially they do have their first visiting locomotive they've had in 8 years, and it's actually going to be Lily. Now Lily's actually coming from the Richmond Light Railway, situated here in Kent. It's a private owned railway, only open in certain events, but they will have Lily turning up there as well. So it might be worth popping down and seeing it if you want to. Like I said, the first guest locomotive in 8 years, well worth coming to. But yeah, Amberley Museum Gala this weekend. So the next bit of news actually comes from the Spa Valley Railway, and it's a little bit of a sad news in the sense of obviously this weekend. So they were actually going to have a little miniature steam gala this weekend. It was going to be a double Bullied weekend. So you had 34053 Sir Keith Park and you had 257 Squadron that were going to both be running on the line together, and there probably would have been a double header at some point throughout the weekend as well. But unfortunately there is some bad news in terms of that. So essentially 34053 Sir Keith Park will not be available for services this weekend as the railway had actually hoped. Now upon arrival at the engine shed late last week, it underwent through a thorough inspection of both steam and then in steam. Unfortunately, during the steam test on Saturday the 13th, it became apparent that the steam leak had developed on a boiler fitting located on the live steam side of the boiler. So essentially what that means is Sir Keith Park is going to be out of commission this weekend. I think we're all gutted. I think we're all looking forward to it. I would have tried to fit it in this weekend if I could, but unfortunately Sir Keith Park is going to be out of action this weekend, and they've had to resort to, as well as 257 Squadron still being on the line this weekend, the Class 25 is going to be on the back of it as well. So essentially you've just got a 1 billion service with a Class 25 helping out on the back. I don't think it's what anyone was hoping to see, but it is what it is. Hopefully 34053 will be back on the line very, very soon. So the next bit of news actually comes from the Bluebell Railway, and it's to do with their diesel gala that they're going to be holding in a few weeks' time. So they've announced a guest locomotive, and it's actually going to be the BR Class 37 D6851 Flopsy. Now, the locomotive was named Flopsy at crew in 2021 and carries the 1960s BR Brunswick green livery and has reverted back to its pre-tops number of D6851. Now, Flopsy is going to be there for the whole weekend. Tickets are actually currently on sale on the website now if you do want to pre-book, or obviously you can get them on the day. The Diesel Gala is something I've not attended personally myself. I'm going to look to try and do it this year. I've done the Giants of Steam. I think this time I'll give the Diesel Gala a go, and who doesn't like a Class 37? So we're going to end this week's episode with Picture of the Week here again, and it actually comes from the 4253 Locomotive Society. Now, they have done some amazing things situated in Rolvedon on the Kent and East Sussex Railway here in Kent, and it is as follows. So if anyone's not familiar with 4253, now in 1987 the locomotive was actually rescued from the famous Barry Island scrapyard, and it was taken to the Kent and East Sussex Railway in June 2011. Now, in terms of that, they've really done some amazing restoration work to try and get it up and running again, and they have the boiler eventually turned up this weekend, and they've done some minor work to the boiler. They've managed to drop it into the locomotive, hence the picture you can see there on screen now, and they've started to do a bit of work on the tender as well. So I think realistically I've got to give the guys a really massive round of applause there. I think they've done incredible work so far, and it really seems like 4253, the progress is really progressing now to the point that I think, I don't know, I'd like to put a time period on it. This time next year we could potentially see it on the line. Obviously there's going to be little snags, there's going to be things, I'm no expert, but I'd like to think in terms of the progress that they've made, and bear in mind everyone turned around and said they'll never do it, they'll never get the funding for a start, but they would never do it. They've already got to this point. I'd like to think they're going to push on and try and hopefully get it on the line for next year, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's been another episode of Heritage News here in the South East. I really hope you enjoyed that. If you have, give us a like, comment down below, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.